Spider-Man Homecoming is a superhero film and stars Tom Holland and Michael Keaton, and much like Guardians of the Galaxy 2, this film is good, but not the grand superhero film I was looking for. Just to get what I didn't like from this film out of the way, the story was the weakest part. All this story is about Peter Parker trying to handle high school life as well as being the hero Spider-Man. And that's it. That's the story. And I'm gonna put it out there, I'm generally not a fan of Spider-Man storylines where the story shows Peter Parker in high school because just putting out there, I've never liked any Spider-Man stories where Peter Parker was in high school. I've always liked Spider-Man stories when he was out of high school and, in the real world, out in New York City, working for the Daily Bugle and stuff like that. Another thing I didn't like were the performances, and I get it, they're teenagers in high school, fair enough, but the performance by Tom Holland himself just wasn't that great, and I'm still not convinced that he's a good Spider-Man. I still maintain, in my personal opinion, that Tobey Maguire was the best Spider-Man. At least with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, he had the nerdy geek and the superhero quality. But I'll say what Tom Holland does well. He nails the essence of Spider-Man. So what did I like? Easily Michael Keaton as the Vulture. A couple of weeks ago on Twitter, I stated how I had no interest in seeing Spider-Man Homecoming. But the only reason why I would see the film is Michael Keaton as the Vulture. That's the only reason. And thankfully, Michael Keaton nailed it. The Vulture is easily the best Spider-Man villain in a long time, and Michael Keaton adds so much weight to this character. Unlike previous Spider-Man villains where they were treated like shit, this one feels like they treated it with care. Because with the Vulture, they establish motive, they establish a personal connection to the hero, and every time Michael Keaton's on screen, he steals the show. The action scenes for what they were really good. Although I would say they aren't as memorable as some of the action scenes from the Spider-Man trilogy, but they were still entertaining enough. But I do admit, some of the visual effects and green screen effects are a bit more obvious here. Overall, this is probably my least favorite superhero film this year so far. Like, it's still a good movie, but again, I wasn't a fan of the high school aspect of the film. I wasn't a fan of some of the performances, including Tom Holland. The pacing was a bit over the place. Sometimes it was slow, sometimes it was fast. But the good stuff I stated in the film was really good. Michael Keaton, easily the best part of the film. The action scenes were good, and while I wasn't a fan of Tom Holland's performance, he nailed the essence of Spider-Man. So overall, would I recommend it? Absolutely. Is this the best Spider-Man movie since Spider-Man 2? Not exactly, but I do admit this film is probably the third best Spider-Man movie I have seen. And the score I'm gonna give this film is the same score I gave Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was a better movie than Spider-Man Homecoming by a slim margin. And I'm gonna give Spider-Man Homecoming a 7 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, be sure to like my Facebook page, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to my channel below. As always, I'm NETX5. Thank you so much for watching.